Hello everyone, welcome to Cradix Tech. I'm your host Shubham, and today we are reviewing the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. In the world where phone costs thousands of dollars, this one is a refreshing update from Nothing. It has been 10 months since the launch of this phone, and Nothing Phone has been creating a hype with their brand. So I was curious and wanted to check their products. So I landed on this one. This phone currently costs 600 Australian dollars or 30 Indian rupees, which is budget friendly, and I can buy 4 of the S25 Ultras for the same price. So is this phone a flagship killer? Let's find that out in the detailed review of the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. Shall we? Starting with the design of the Nothing Phone 3a Pro, this comes with a transparent backplate that reveals an aesthetic hardware layer, and there's a lot of elements under it, visible to us, which stand out from the other phones like the S25 Ultra and the Pixel 10 Pro XL. I went with the black color, which is more subtle than the grey, and I think it might look better than the black. The most polarizing and distinct physical feature is the massive circular camera module, housing the lenses within a design, and details like ridges, textures, and screws. While it serves as a resting spot for the index finger, it also prevents the phone from lying flat on the table, causing it to wobble. This is reminiscent of the Vivos and Xiaomi's of the world. It features a glass back rather than plastic. However, the frame remains plastic, which has scratches and dents as you can see in this model I have here. I had dropped it a few times and you can clearly see the dents around the plastic frame. The device carries IP64 rating. Yes to dust and splashes, but not the underwater submersion. The glyph interface. The phone retains the Nothing signature LED lighting on the rear, though it only has 3 LED strips rather than the more complex setup found on the flagship models. These lights serves as the notification light, camera flash lights, timer, a progress bar, or services like Uber or Zomato. It can also act as a music visualizer. The major addition to the build is a dedicated button located just below the power button, designed to trigger the essential space. This button has a glossy finish and is smaller than the power button, described as dome shape rather than flat. However, its placement is controversial, but I have never clicked it by accident, and we will be discussing it in the software later. Coming to the ergonomics and display, the 3a Pro is a boxy design. With a 6.77-inch AMOLED display, the sheer width and boxy shape makes it slightly uncomfortable to hold for a longer period of time, without a case, which you can see when comparing with the S25 Ultra and even the Pixel 10 Pro XL. While the bezels surrounding the screen are generally uniform, it may detract slightly from the premium look of the phone. This is a 1080p display, ramping up to 120Hz, which goes up to 3000 nits of brightness, with 1300 nits of high brightness mode. This is a 10-bit panel and it does support HDR10+. The videos and games look amazing on this one, and the speakers on this phone do make a justice, and they are pretty loud too. Media just plays great on this, and I don't have any complaints regarding the screen and the speakers, as they are just awesome. Which you can see when playing the HDR content on YouTube, the 3a is actually brighter than the S25 Ultra, and even gets closer to the Pixel 10 Pro XL. Let's check the speaker comparison with the S25 Ultra and the Moto H60 Fusion, which is in a similar price range. This phone also has an optical fingerprint under display, which is fast and secure, in addition to the face unlock, of course. I have kept both of them and use it accordingly up to my convenience. Let's go to the best part of this phone, the software experience. This is running on Nothing's custom UI, Nothing OS 4, based on Android 16, which is updated on January. This originally came with Nothing OS 3, based on Android 15. Nothing has promised 3 years of software update and 6 years of security patches. The software is exceptionally clean and free of bloatware, often found on pricier segments. The interface is distinct and dot matrix font, with monochrome theme icons in the home screen. If you're not a fan of those, you can switch them back to the cleaner Android look as well. It comes with the usual Android customization, features like resizing icons, advanced quick setting panels with adjustable tiles to see more information. This is similar to Pixel-like experience without the AI integration, which feels premium and cleaner in everyday use. Nothing also has a big community where you can custom design widgets, which can be shared and downloaded between users. There are haptic integrations throughout the UI, and it's not that strong or firm compared to the premium flagships. Might be due to the dampening inside the chassis isn't that good. But the software is fluid throughout the UI, and there are no frame drops while navigating the phone. Basically, for daily tasks, it feels silky smooth due to the optimized animations. Despite having a mid-range chipset, the phone feels snappy to use, and only times I faced a lag was in the UI. When taking a quick snap and then trying to multitask, it just stutters. There are a few gestures baked into the UI as well, just like the 3-finger screenshot, resizable widget in the home screen, and the notification panel, giving out more information when it expands. The recording app also can use the recorder sound in the whole UI. Heck, it doesn't even give an announcement when recording a call. And it also works in WhatsApp, Teams, or any other app which uses the mic. Crazy. The phone also does Essential Key, which can be activated from anywhere. This is basically a screenshot app with voice notes integrated into it. You can press the button once and take a screenshot, or you can hold the button and it records the voice and transcribes it using AI. This is saved in the Essential space for later use, which can be used when searching for a specific keyword or a website. To activate it, just press the key twice. It's pretty handy if you get used to it. They also added a new feature where if the phone is facing down, you can just press down and hold, where it gives the confirmation that it started the recording. And you can go to the Essential space later, then stop it, or you can do it manually from the lock screen or the notification panel. I would have loved if they made a customizable key to whatever I'd want to do with it, even just like simple gestures from opening an app. There are a lot of features in this phone, but they are not overwhelming. Unlike other phones, Samsung. With Nothing's 4.0 update, I was expecting ads in the lock glimpse, but that's not the case here. The software for this isn't the same as the CMF I got. That had ads baked into the software, but Nothing's 3A Pro doesn't include any ad, which is a blessing, making me appreciate the software even more. Now, coming to the performance on this phone, it is powered by Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of UFS 2.2 storage. This isn't something that's top of the line in the price range, and the UFS 2.2 storage, along with the mid-range processor, is a definite bottleneck for the speed. But the phone actually feels pretty smooth for mundane tasks, even comparing with the S25 Ultra, which is only possible due to the system-level software optimization. The Essential space also works great and always runs smooth. But the camera UI is a bit laggy at times, especially if you take a lot of images or videos. Even while switching modes, the UFS 2.2 storage is to be blamed. The storage, when comparing with other UFS 2.2 phones, actually turn out faster in the discs test. I never care about benchmarks, but just to check where this phone stands compared to other phones, the Geekbench score on this one is 1168 and the multi-core is 3200. This is 10% better than the Moto H60 Fusion. AnTuTu shows 10% faster results too. The 3D Mark shows 98% stability, which is just amazing, similar to the Moto H60 Fusion. CPU benchmark shows 87% stability and the graph does go red after 30 minutes of use. Gaming on this is good enough too. This can handle casual gaming, great, but struggles with high fidelity titles sometimes. When playing Wuthering Waves and Red Dead Redemption, this could play them at medium to high settings, but after about 20 to 25 minutes, it starts lagging, which does limit the performance, and the temperature was about 40 degrees Celsius. This doesn't have a vapor chamber inside it, which led for this phone to throttle. But casual gaming like Asphalt 9 and Clash of Clans just run fluid at 120 FPS with max setting. And it does retain the performance for a much longer time. There is a gaming mode built into the phone, which shows the FPS, screen recording, and screenshot option, but not making it much useful. Good if you want to monitor your phone for regular use. The price to performance ratio on this phone is good enough and nothing to complain about. Talking about longer gaming session, it does drain some battery, which brings us to the battery usage on this one. The 3A Pro packs in a 5000 mAh battery with 50 watts of wired charging, which goes from 0 to 100 in less than an hour. It is a bummer though that this phone doesn't come with a charger in the box, unlike the CMF. The screen on time on this device is around 7ish hours, which you can see in the battery drain test. Comparison coming soon. The battery easily lasts me an entire day, and with fast charging helps me the battery topped up easily. It doesn't support wireless charging, but at this price range, I'm not that bummed about it. Now, the newer silicon carbon battery has been a trend in smartphones, coming with 7000 mAh batteries, but this one is not a slouch. And as long as the battery lasts me an entire day, I'm good to charge it for the next one. Mic and call quality on this is great too, and no problems with the network reception as well, which I tested with Jio in India and Telstra's network in Australia. Now coming to the cameras on this, and it feels like the phone is meant for photographers in mind, due to the huge camera bump and Pro written inside the name. It comes with a 50 megapixel wide and telephoto lens and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. The selfie camera is also 50 megapixels. The photo taking experience on this is clean and easy. You can get the modes line up at the bottom and also all the other modes in the more section. When you swipe up from the camera, you're greeted with some great filters, which are on point. They are easy to navigate, and heck, you can even make your own filter and save it. The daylight shots are great, and all the photos look vibrant with good contrast in them. Saturation on this is also on point, which makes them social media ready at all times. But I have noticed that the photos aren't always consistent with its color profile. You can see that in few of the examples where one photo has great colors, but the next taken introduced a lot of contrast. Same results follows. The HDR and the dynamic range are great on both. Now coming to the telephoto and ultra wide, the colors aren't always consistent across lenses. Both the main and the telephoto comes with warmer tones, while the ultra wide comes with cooler tones. You can notice that between different lenses, as there is fringing introduced on the edges of the ultra wide. Coming to the portraits, they turn out great due to the 3x telephoto. They are sharp and crisp natural background blur with good cutout around the subject. The photos have a good HDR and does pop out at times. At lower lights, the photos are sharp with subject, but because of the higher shutter speed at night, it might introduce some motion blur in the photos. Here, this is a pitch black area, but the phone still pulls out details and I would say it does a good job. Well done at night. You can see the stars clearly with some manual astrophotography. And even the Pro mode takes amazing looking sky shots. It does have some of the cons where I have noticed while taking the night shot, it sometimes introduces artifacts in the photos. And it happened to me 3 times. Not a lot, but worth mentioning. The expert mode on this does take amazing clicks. The landscape shots are well detailed and capture a lot of details inside the photo as well. Coming to the videos, this phone can do 4K at 30 fps, which can be recorded on all the lenses, except the ultra wide, due to its 8 megapixel size. The video coming out is surprisingly great, and the 4K quality, they turn out sharp. The dynamic range is great and the colors are vibrant. The stabilization is good without any jitters, and I would definitely use this for capturing daytime videos. It doesn't have an audio isolation built into the phone while recording the videos. And this doesn't even have a portrait video mode, which is a slight bummer. There is no Pro video mode in the native camera app as well. I guess they had to save some money somewhere. But the Camera 2 API is active on this for all of the lenses. So you can use a third-party app like the Blackmagic camera to take out some good-looking videos from this sensor. And I would say if you're looking for a pro camera app, Blackmagic is the way to go for this phone. Just looking at the videos, the sensor is actually used well on this one. And side-by-side comparison between the native camera app and the Blackmagic right in front of you. How about low light? The low light video on this is great too, especially when you see them in indoor lighting. And I would say it's best in this price range, especially while using the Blackmagic camera app. But when the lights go out a bit, you might be able to see some grains in the video, which isn't rare because of the smaller sensor. Finally, coming to the conclusion, is the Nothing Phone 3a Pro still worth buying in 2026? Considering this phone comes around 600 Australian dollars or 2800 Indian rupees, I feel like it's a steal. And it has a lot of great things about it, like a true character due to its unique nothing design, as most of the phones look identical these days. It also comes with a bigger display, great software with no ads in the UI unlike other brands, good battery life, good camera at the back, specifically the 3x telephoto is just amazing. But it does fall short on the performance, and being a 128 GB, it doesn't even come with an expandable storage, unlike the CMF phone. And I would have loved to get a silicon carbon battery inside it to last it just a bit longer. Also, the phone feels a bit larger in hand, and using the case just makes it larger. But in the end, I do feel like it's missing something major in this phone. But I'm not able to recall what it really is. Oh, I remember. It's probably nothing. This phone isn't exactly a flagship killer, but the price to performance ratio on this phone is just amazing, and even coming really close to the flagships. So I would definitely recommend you to buy this in 2026 in this specific budget. That's been it for the review, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Chole.